Alright, let's finish this. The painted glass depicts some religious man, I guess. A hook hangs from the wall. A piece of meat hangs to dry from it. Yeah. What? Oh jeez. Am I in a church? The painted glass depicts a scene from the Bible. I don't know what that is. And now we got the chanting going on. It's a spider. Well, isn't this an... Oh, nope, didn't mean to do that. Isn't this an interesting little place? You got jars of organs and heads and aliens. This is some Lovecraft stuff. Another one. Huh. You are... you're fine. Looks like a map. Whoa, hey. Guess we're going to... are those dogs? Or cats? I'm trapped in here. Is this how my story ends? Okay. Okay. Huh. You got a little mustache on your face there. Okay, babies. It's fine. This part isn't actually that scary looking. It's the same room again. You look like aliens. Hey, your mouths are shut. It's nice you finally made up your mind. Is that a chainsaw? Just gonna keep running. Oh my god. Okay. Alright. Okay. You know, you babies aren't really that creepy. You're kinda goofy looking, actually. I'll just wait. My greatest fears were realized in the winter. The days grew short, and the longer nights merely provided this wretch with more opportunities. It was a difficult time for my family. My grandmother, a wonderfully kind and gentle woman, had deteriorated greatly since the death of my grandfather. My mother was trying her best to keep her in the community as long as possible. However, dementia is a cruel and degenerative illness, robbing a person of their memories one day at a time. Soon she recognized none of us, and it became clear that she would need to be moved from her house to a nursing home. Before she could be moved, my grandmother had a particularly difficult few nights, and my mother decided that she would stay with her. As much as I loved my grandmother and felt nothing but anguish at her illness, to this day I feel guilty that my first thoughts were not of her, but of what my nightly visitor may do should it become aware of my mother's absence. Her presence being the one thing which I was sure was protecting me from the full horror of this thing's reach. I rushed home from school that day, and immediately wrenched the bed sheets and mattress from the lower bunk. removing all of the slats and placing an old desk, a chest of drawers, and some chairs which we kept in a cupboard where the bottom bunk used to be. I told my father I was making an office, which he found adorable, but I would be damned if I'd give that thing a place to sleep for one more night. As darkness approached, I lay there, knowing my mother was not in the house. I did not know what to do. My only impulse was to sneak into her jewelry box and take a small family crucifix which I had seen there before. While my family were not very religious, at that age I still believed in God and hoped that somehow this would protect me. Although fearful and anxious, while gripping the crucifix under my pillow tightly in one hand, sleep eventually came, and as I drifted off to dream, I hoped that I would awaken in the morning without incidents. Unfortunately, that night was the most terrifying of all. Chapter 5: Urban Explorer. Is this a classroom? It says woof. And it looks like a Frankenstein. A poster for a play. Bunch of school books, and these are desks. Okay, you're bad at playing piano. Stop that now. The feeling that something's invading your privacy, even without ill will, is still disturbing. This school doesn't sound very safe. Hey, that's a big Cthulhu monster. You are good. Nothing to say here, though. You are... Yeah, good job. The clock has stopped. That's fine. Set of school books. Even if you don't know why they are here, you hold the greatest amount of fear for them. Hey, it's a Triceratops. I love dinosaurs. An old picture of what seems to be a religious man and woman. I know it. A bunch of school books. A stack of comics. Is that a bathtub in the middle of the classroom? A bathtub in the middle of the classroom. Great. The sounds of screams are awful. They're even worse when they are your own. The newspaper article is too aged. Yep. That's a note. There's a piece of paper here. It reads, "Knock, knock." That's comforting. Hi. Wait, can I go up here? No, wait, pile of mattresses dirty and worn out. I meant, nope. Okay. What the hell? Okay, sure. Pictures of butterflies. What? Oh, this is a nothing room? Various books that look like they'd be hard to read. Okay. Let's just follow that pigman now. Or, wait, I should explore. Lock on the door's broken. Oh. Okay, I don't want to go in those, I guess. What are those? There's a hole in the wall where roots have grown. What are you guys? Hi, can I talk to you? You don't want to talk to me? Alright, I'll just go. Busted old machine of some sort. I'm gonna have to go down the hole. Well. Now I'm in the, sewers, I think. Nope. Why is this a maze? Oh, God. I should just run, shouldn't I? I'll just do that. No? Wait. Uh, is there a certain order I'm supposed to do this in? God, the sounds in this game are... That guy sounded like he was having a good time. Oh God, why did I... There are a lot of you. I want to talk to you. Nothing to say. How about you? Nothing really? I guess I should just, lie down on this. That looks comfy. Yep. Uh... You're awfully quiet nowadays. Is there something wrong, son? Nope. Are you sure? Is there something wrong with your new room? Are you lonely without your brother? No. Alright then. I woke gradually. The room was once again dark. As my eyes adjusted, I could gradually make out the window and the door, and the walls, some toys on a shelf, and even to this day, I shudder to think of it, for there was no noise. No rustling of sheets, no movement at all. The room felt lifeless yet not empty. The nightly visitor, that unwelcome wheezing, hate-filled thing which had terrorized me night after night, was not in the bottom bunk. It was in my bed. I opened my mouth to scream, but nothing came out. Utter terror had shaken the very sound from my voice. I lay motionless. If I could not scream, I did not want to let it know I was awake. I had not yet seen it. I could only feel it. It was obscured under my blanket. I could see its outline and I could feel its presence, but I dared not look. The weight of it pressed down on top of me, a sensation I will never forget. When I say that hours passed, I do not exaggerate. Laying there motionless, in the darkness, I was every bit a scared and frightened young boy. If it had been during the summer months, it would have been light by then. But the grasp of winter is long and unrelenting, and I knew it would be hours before sunrise. A sunrise which I yearned for. I was a timid child by nature, but I reached a breaking point. A moment where I could wait no more, where I could survive under this intimately deviant abomination no longer. Fear can sometimes wear you out, make you threadbare, a shell of nerves leaving only the slightest trace of you behind. I had to get out of that bed. Then I remembered, the crucifix. My hand still lay underneath the pillow, but it was empty. I slowly moved my wrist around to find it, minimizing as best I could the sound and vibrations caused, but it could not be found. I had either knocked it off the top bunk or it had. I could not even bear to think of it being taken from my hand. Without the crucifix, I lost any sense of hope. Even at such a young age, you can be acutely aware of what death is and intensely frightened of it. I knew I was going to die in that bed if I lay there, dormant, passive, doing nothing. I had to leave that room behind. But how? Should I leap from the bed and hope that I make it to the door? What if it is faster than me? Or should I slowly slip out of that top bunk, hoping to not disturb my uncanny bedfellow? Realizing that it had not stirred when I moved, trying to find the crucifix, I began to have the strangest of thoughts. Chapter 6. The Abyss. Huh. We're underwater now. I like underwater places. Hi, fishes. These are always fun. Yep. Hey, look! It's an underground submarine base thing. What is this? Okay, it's like a mining rig. Is that my dad? Hey, Dad, are you okay? He is gone now. Wow, I'm sure he's fine. Drain water and remove diving gear. Oh, I hadn't realized I was wearing it. Okay. This is a really weird change of pace. Hey, Dad! Where you going? You just gonna walk away silently without saying anything? Okay. Getting a Soma vibe. Read logbook. Oh, wow. I'm gonna read this. Captain Theodore Fielding, September 2nd, 2007. 2007? One of my biggest fears is deep water. Ironic when you consider the fact that I am now working on a mining station thousands of feet underwater in the Mariana Trench. I've always wondered why I was afraid, and reached a simple conclusion. The true fear presented here is actually going down beneath the surface into the depths. It's a combination of all of our most common fears. Fear of the dark. When you're at the bottom of a body of water, you can't see anything. It's pitch black. Have you ever tried to swim as far down in a lake as you can? It gets really dark and cold really fast, about 10 feet down. But even that's nothing compared to the deepest point in the entire crust of the Earth. Located at the bottom of the Pacific Ocean, the Mariana Trench, which is at 38,000 plus feet. If you put Mount Everest at the bottom of the trench, the top of the mountain would still be over a mile below the surface of the ocean. Everything below you is complete darkness, and this definitely plays into our collective fear of the dark. Number 2. Fear of suffocating. Have you ever gotten to the point where you swam down too far in the swimming pool, and you seriously considered the fact that you might not make it back to the top before you ran out of breath? If you've ever been roughhousing as a kid with blankets and pillows, and you accidentally get pinned down inside of a sleeping bag or something, and you get to that point where laughter temporarily... This is a lot of reading. I can't read all this stuff. Fear of flying insects, fear of being caught. There are a lot of places that I wouldn't want to be, such as... Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to fix that. Can I go down more? I can, but I can't get out. Guess I'll just follow my dad then. Ugh. Hey, it's a giant anglerfish. How are you? You're much bigger than the ones I've heard about. Hey, Dad. What are you doing standing in front of the Sarlacc pit? Do you want me to jump? Alright. Hiya. Catch me! Catch me. Oh boy. Goodbye. Oh. What if it was asleep? It hadn't so much as breathed since I had woken up. Perhaps it was resting, believing that it had finally got me, that I was finally in its grasp. Or perhaps it was toying with me. After all, it had been doing just that for countless nights. And now with me under it, pinned against my mattress with no mother to protect me, maybe it was holding off, savoring its victory until the last possible moment, like a wild animal savoring its prey. I tried to breathe as shallowly as possible, and mustering every ounce of courage I could, I reached over slowly with my right hand and began to peel the blanket off of me. What I found under those covers almost stopped my heart. I did not see it, but as my hand moved the blanket, it brushed against something. Something smooth and cold, something which felt unmistakably like a gaunt hand. I held my breath in terror, as I was sure it must now have known that I was awake. Nothing. It did not stir. It felt dead. After a few moments, I placed my hand carefully further down the blanket and felt a thin, poorly formed forearm. My confidence and almost twisted sense of curiosity grew as I moved down further to a disproportionately larger bicep muscle. The arm was outstretched, lying across my chest, with the hand resting on my left shoulder as if it had grabbed me in my sleep. I realized that I would have to move this cadaverous appendage if I even so much as hoped to escape its grasp. For some reason, the feeling of torn, ragged clothing on the shoulder of this nighttime invader stopped me in my tracks. Fear once again swelled in my stomach and in my chest as I recoiled my hand in disgust at the touch of straggled, oily hair. I could not bring myself to touch its face, although I wonder to this very day what it would have felt like. Dear God, it moved. Chapter 7. Hostia? Hostia. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Wow, this is some deep Lovecraft stuff right now. Hi, red figure. Oh man, you don't look well. I'm gonna... hold on. Wait, okay, I gotta go into it. Let's do that. Let's enter the fleshy mountain of flesh. Hey, floating eyeballs, you guys aren't that scary. Neither are you, little jellyfish guy. Oh, I should enter this door, I guess. Hey! The last enemy that shall be destroyed is death. You guys are some serious old ones. Yep, that is what this is. What is this? Hello? Nothing to say though. Nope, you're just a weird flesh machine. Hi, lovely ladies. At a crossroads in life, what does one do? Stand at the crossroad if you will, but if you'll not choose, I'll move on without you. And having once chosen never to seek to return to the crossroads of that decision, for even if one chooses wrongly, the choice cannot be unmade. I'm just gonna go straight. Oh, what? I thought, I guess I can back out? And go up? Nope, down. I see what this is. Can I... What? But all my choices were no good. Can I go? I can not. What is this? These look like power lines. And you're a music box monster. I guess I'll wait for my impending doom. Hi, face guy. You look like a piranha. Ah, yep. I'll just keep running around until the inevitable happens. It moved. It was subtle, but its grip on my shoulder and across my body strengthened. No tears came, but God, how I wanted to cry. As its hand and arm slowly coiled around me, my left leg brushed along the cool wall which the bed lay against. Of all that happened to me in that room, this was the strangest. I realized that this clutching, rancid thing which drew great delight from violating a young boy's bed was not entirely on top of me. It was sticking out from the wall, like a spider striking from its lair. Suddenly, its grip moved from a slow tightening to a sudden squeeze. It pulled and clawed at my clothes as if frightened that the opportunity would soon pass. I fought against it, but its emaciated arm was too strong for me. Its head rose up, writhing and contorting under the blanket. I now realized where it was taking me. Into the wall. I fought for my dear life. I cried, and suddenly my voice returned to me. Yelling, screaming, but no one came. Then I realized why it was so eager to suddenly strike. Why this thing had to have me now. Through my window, that window which seemed to represent so much malice from outside, streaked hope. The first rays of sunshine. I struggled further, knowing that if I could just hold on, it would soon be gone. As I fought for my life, the unearthly parasite shifted, slowly pulling itself up my chest, its head now poking out from under the blanket, wheezing, coughing, rasping. I do not remember its features. I simply remember its breath against my face, foul and as cold as ice. As the sun broke over the horizon, that dark place, that suffocating room of contempt was washed, bathed in sunlight. I passed out as its scrawny figures encircled my neck, squeezing the very life from me. I awoke to my father, offering to make me some breakfast. A wonderful sight indeed. I had survived the most horrible experience of my life until then, and now. I moved the bed away from the wall, leaving behind the furniture I had believed would stop that thing from taking a bed. Little did I think that it would try to take mine, and me. Weeks passed without incident, yet on one cold, frost-bitten night, I awoke to the sound of the furniture where the bunk beds used to be, vibrating violently. I lay there sure I could hear a distant wheezing coming from deep within the wall, finally fading into the distance. The following year, I was given a larger room on the other side of the house, and my parents took that room as their bedroom. They said they didn't need a large room, just one big enough for a bed and a few things. They lasted 10 days. We moved on the 11th. Huh. Well, that was It Moves. A game by Snow Owl. That was a good game, I think. The atmosphere really got me cringing the entire time. I mean, this game was great. This was amazing. Well then. I'm just waiting around to see if anything's gonna happen. Nope, it's just fading to black. The end. Alright. That was a terrifying experience. Ow, my arm. Goodbye.